Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. I'm Judith, a licensed marriage and family therapist and co-founder here at Nurturing the Nest. Today, we're diving into an essential topic that builds on what you'll learn in our upcoming course, Mastering Parenting Styles, Building Strong Emotional Bonds, Raising Emotionally Intelligent and Resilient Kids. In this video, we'll explore proactive parenting, how to set boundaries that evolve with your child's growing independence while offering them the support they need to thrive. Let's get started. Proactive parenting isn't just about reacting to challenges as they come. It's about anticipating your child's developmental needs and adjusting your parenting accordingly. This requires setting boundaries that aren't rigid, but grow and shift as your child matures. Think of these boundaries like a scaffold. They provide structure and support, but they also allow your child the freedom to explore, learn, and build resilience. The key is balance. Too many restrictions can hinder growth, but too few can lead to confusion and insecurity. Proactive parenting is about finding the sweet spot between boundaries and freedom. Let's talk about evolving boundaries. The boundaries you set for your toddler will look very different from those you set for your teenager, for example. With younger children, boundaries are more about safety and basic routines. You might say, we always hold hands when crossing the street. But as your child grows, boundaries become more about guiding values and decision-making. For a teenager, it might look like, let's agree on screen time limits that work for both of us. Remember, evolving boundaries do not mean a lack of structure. It means that as your child demonstrates to you responsibility, you adjust those limits to reflect their growing abilities. This approach helps your child feel trusted and respected, which also strengthens your relationship. Now, evolving boundaries also mean keeping communication open. When your child enters a new developmental stage, take time to discuss what's changing. For instance, if your child starts high school, you might say, I know you're gaining more independence, so let's talk about curfews and your social life. This gives them a voice in the process, helping them feel involved and responsible. It's also important to remember that boundaries might need revisiting during times of stress or big life transitions like moving to a new city or starting a new school. During these moments, children of all ages often need more guidance and reassurance. By staying proactive and adjusting as needed, you are showing your child that boundaries aren't just rules. They are tools for their growth and their well-being. Now let's talk about support within limits. Boundaries without support can feel like walls to your child. Your role as a proactive parent is to combine clear limits with emotional and practical support. For example, if your child is struggling to stick to a new bedtime routine, support might look like helping them wind down with a calming story or a few minutes of connection. When boundaries are paired with support, your child learns to navigate challenges with confidence, knowing you are there to guide them. This builds both their emotional resilience and their trust in you. Let me give you a few more examples. If your child is reluctant to finish their homework, pairing a clear boundary like homework needs to be done before screen time with support could look like sitting next to them and breaking the work into smaller, manageable chunks. For a teenager, learning to manage curfews, support might involve checking in after a night out and having an open conversation about how their evening went. It's also important to show empathy while you are enforcing boundaries. For instance, if your younger child is upset about having to stop playtime for dinner, Acknowledge their feelings by saying, I know it's hard to stop playing when you're having so much fun. Let's plan to play again after dinner. This reinforces the boundary while showing that their emotions are seen and matter. For older kids, navigating peer pressure support might include role-playing scenarios with them. For example, you could say, if someone offers you something you are not comfortable with, what could you say? This way, you are reinforcing boundaries while giving them the tools to handle real-life situations and one day set boundaries of their own. So how do you apply this in everyday life? Here are a few practical tips. Number 1, check in regularly. Have regular conversations with your child and teenager to understand their needs and challenges. This will help you adjust boundaries in a way that makes sense for their stage of development. Number 2, stay consistent. Boundaries need to be predictable. If the rules change every day, your child and teenager might feel confused or insecure. Consistency builds trust. Number 3, model flexibility. Show your child that it's okay to adapt. For example, you might say, we used to have this rule because it kept you safe. Now that you're older and you've shown that you are capable, let's talk about how it might change. Parenting is a journey of growth for both you and your child. By practicing proactive parenting, you are not only guiding your child, but also fostering a relationship built on trust, respect, and love. Remember, boundaries and support go hand in hand, and when done well, they pave the way for your child's success. If you have found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with fellow parents. And don't forget to check out our full course for more in-depth guidance. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.